Got some more offensive linemen. The Chicago Bears selected Zachary Thomas, offensive lineman from San Diego State University, with the 186th pick of the 2022 NFL Draft. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears draft reaction video. I'll be slowly reacting to all the Bears picks that they made this year. There's a lot of them. There's 11 draft picks because we traded down 3 times, and it's the most draft picks the Bears have made since 2008, since the Angelo era. Okay, so clearly, Ryan Poles has a new philosophy of wanting to acquire as many draft picks as possible, and that's going to result in it taking more time for me to make these videos. But in this video, I'll be reacting to the signing or drafting of Zachary Thomas, another offensive lineman from San Diego State University. And this is another offensive lineman that fits the system very well and has the mentality that Ryan Poles seems to want in his offensive lineman. He's probably going to be a backup for us, judging by his scouting report and what people said about him so far, but those can always be wrong, guys. I mean, players outperform their draft value, their scouting reports, pretty frequently, so maybe he could be a starter sometime down the road, but at the beginning, at least, he probably is going to be more of a developmental backup type of offensive lineman. But hey, it's always nice to have good depth on your offensive line, right? Because we have virtually never had good depth on our offensive lines in the last 10 years. So drafting all these offensive linemen, stacking them up, that's going to help build great depth and, eventually good starters for your O-line too, when injury strikes. So talking about Zachary Thomas, I'll talk about his measurables first of all. He's 6'5", weighs 308 pounds if you look at his athletic test. So he performed great at the combine as per every athlete that we have selected in this year's draft. Okay, all of them are freak athletes, really, really fast and explosive players. So if you look at his 40-yard dash time, he can move up and down the field, especially for a guy of his size. He can definitely move laterally as well. He has just good all-around agility, and he also played in a zone blocking system in college, so he already has knowledge of the fundamentals, of the schematics of, zone blocking runs. Now, obviously, there's going to be some differences coming from college and going to the NFL to the Chicago Bears, but a lot of the, background work that you would want, an offensive lineman to have, he already has that background work. And if you look at, what his best traits are on tape, and according to what scouts say as well, it's definitely his nasty demeanor that he plays with. He has a lot of raw power on him, and he uses that to his advantage frequently, trying to overwhelm opponents, trying to go on mean streaks, hitting people down to the ground and getting to the second level and getting extra hits that way. So again, fits with the theme of basically all the offensive linemen the Bears have added or drafted so far this year. You need to be, a guy that wants to stand up for your quarterback and do whatever it takes to protect your quarterback, even if that means, bullying your opposition as much as you can. So great mentality. The quickness is good. In run blocking, he did pretty well in college. Still could improve as a pass blocker and still could improve overall in regards to technique. Okay, so the technique stuff is definitely not there so far. And again, our new offensive line coach, Chris Morgan, he's going to have a lot of work to do with these raw guys. Okay, guys that are really good athletes, that have all the tools to be good players in the NFL, but have a lot of learning to do still. So by no means is he an elite prospect. That's why he's coming to us in round 6. He's projected to go in rounds 5 or round 6. So we got him basically where everybody saw him getting drafted. But even if he never turns into a starter, he could be fantastic depth on this football team because he can play multiple positions. He started 3 years at left tackle for the Aztecs in college, but he also played right tackle, also played some guard in college. So he has a lot of versatility. He's able to move around pretty well, partly because of the athlete that he is. Okay, he has all the tools to play, a lot of positions on the offensive line. So if the Bears ever have injuries at, guard or at tackle, this guy could fill in and hopefully turn into a pretty good depth guy for the Chicago Bears. So overall, I think it's a solid pick. Okay, you can never have too many offensive linemen on your team. You need great ones all over your roster. You need good depth as well, as we see on teams like the Packers, like the Patriots. They always have good depth. So if injury strikes, they're able to plug in a backup, and 90% of the time, they play good enough for the offense to succeed. So I think that's what Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham, our assistant GM, are thinking with these picks. They're trying to load up on offensive linemen to, build a force that has a lot of depth on it and that can protect our quarterback in times of injury or in times of need. So let me know what you guys think about this pick in the comments down below. But as always, bear down.